Hi all, it's Palest, but you guys can call me Harry. I've spoken in the past about the random element of Call of Duty and how it's necessary to kind of acknowledge that. In several videos I've mentioned that and talked about how to mitigate all those random things that happen and those things that seem to occur out of your control. But as I've also mentioned in those videos, even though you can't suppress completely that which is beyond your control, you can limit its influence. There is a way to sort of play the percentages. So that's to say you can still kind of exercise some sort of free will in your own play. You can still somehow put your performance in your own hands, even though certain random elements seem to take it out of your hands. And it follows that you kind of need to be making decisions that favour the odds in this game all the time. You need to be thinking about the odds because nothing is really certain. You've just got a lot of events that are highly probable and you need to stack those events in your favour. The safest way to engage in gunfights then is the one that involves the least engagement, the least confrontation. Again, I've mentioned this in the past. And front, in the word confrontation, is the key word, as you want to be as far as possible shooting enemies in the back in this game. Because in Call of Duty the kill time is generally fast, turning on is often out of the question, so a shot into the back or several shots into the back are often the safest way of taking out people because you're not getting any immediate fire back in your direction. So in gunfights therefore, think about outmaneuvering your opponent as much as outshooting him or her. Certainly a lot of people and I in the past have turned my thoughts to improving your aim, but while aim can take you so far, often outmaneuvering an opponent can completely make aim defunct, and it really doesn't matter whether or not you've got a good shot if you're just shooting someone in the back. So outmaneuvering is very important in this game. So several times in this particular gameplay before you, aided by the nimble player movement that the SMG allows, I turn what could be a head-on confrontation into a gunfight with almost no risk, a gunfight in which I shoot an enemy in the back. So a good idea when trying to shoot enemies in the back, which you should do or should try to do as far as possible, is to stun first so that your opponent cannot even turn. Even if he or she guesses that you're going around the back, you're going to shoot him or her in the back, and then you should have a lot more success. So that's just a little tip and a short commentary, but I thought I would just kind of flag this up because it's easy to forget how important it is to be stacking all of the gunfight odds in your favour every time. And as I say, there's been a lot of talk about outshooting people and using cover, but then if you're shooting someone in the back, even cover isn't necessary. So think about that, and thanks a lot, guys.
Spy plane standing by. Our spy plane's in the air.